Hey everyone, this is Kathy. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be doing a lot more decluttering tips, hacks, tips and tricks, and the challenges that you face once you are decluttering. I know na lalo na sa Pilipinas, sa mga Pilipino, Asians in general, it is so hard for us to declutter, except for the Japanese. They're like super good at this. But that's in general. Syempre, I'm sure there are Japanese people who may also have a hard time decluttering, but most especially Filipinos, we just have a hard time decluttering because we're so sentimental and we value things like so much, sometimes to a fault. So I'm hoping that my videos will be able to help you out. Again, I'm not a decluttering expert. I am just basing everything from the last 6 years of my life where I have been trying so hard to declutter things. If this is something that you are interested in, please subscribe, comment, like, share. Again, any kind of interaction is super duper appreciated by small YouTubers like myself. Okay, we are back. So again, my name is Kathy, and on this channel, I do a lot of unboxing, first impressions, quick reviews. I talk about journaling, diamond painting. I also do a little bit of life hacks like this one. So it's all about decluttering. And I have been really taking a lot of serious interest in decluttering. I've been doing it for the last 6 years. Grabe, ang tagal, diba? But it's because I have so much stuff and I have been so blessed that there's a lot of incoming stuff, which sometimes I become lazy and I tend to just put everything in a corner, and then suddenly the corner is the entire room and I have no more room. It's just, stuff. So decluttering has really been a lifesaver for me. I've also been able to, use it to bless other people, because sabi nga, one man's trash maybe another person's treasure. And it has happened to me, like things that I have no use for, when I give it to someone, it has usage for them. And masarap yung feeling that, you get to bless others with things that are literally just taking up space in your house. Parang effortless, diba? So that's why I have been really advocating decluttering. I'm so happy that even my mom, I actually got her to start decluttering before, we went separate houses. She lives now with my sister. I live with my own family. Just a small story time. My mom is a super hoarder, and I understand because she had something happen in her past which triggered na parang every time she has something, she keeps parang her hold on it because baka mawala, baka magamit, baka masayang. That's a lot of what ifs, which I think a lot of the older generation goes through. Like, what if we use it? What if we need it? What if this? What if that? And like 10 years later, there's still no use for it. But it's a lot of what ifs. And again, you really can't fault them for that because that's the generation they come from. Could be like the war, something happened. Again, you have to understand where people are coming from, so you know how to navigate things. You can't just say, no, declutter everything. That's like one mistake that you must avoid at all costs. When you're decluttering, you declutter your things. You don't declutter other people's things without their permission, So let's be clear about that. Do not declutter other people's things without their permission. It may be a sight for sore eyes, especially when you're getting into decluttering and you're very excited. You're like, but I want the entire house to feel, to feel punuin ba na naman? No! To feel light and spacious and airy, but you have to respect other people's stuff, even if it's your kids. So that they won't resent. Kasi what might happen is an adverse effect. Baka, imbes na, they get into decluttering, they will dislike it and become a hoarder because, you kept throwing away things without permission. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds outside. They're actually chirping, which is pretty nice. I just don't know if it's disruptive to the video. So if it is, I'm so sorry. Okay, so going back, I'm really happy that a lot of people expressed interest in learning more decluttering tips. So for today's video, I will be sharing 3 more decluttering tips for those who are just starting with their decluttering journey. I can assure you this will be so worth it. It will be so fun and it will just be enlightening, and you'll feel like, wow, the fact pala that I let go of so many things has a mental effect on you. It has a mental effect, it has an emotional effect, it even has a physical effect. Kasi suddenly, instead of, your space feeling super cluttered, feeling tight, feeling masikip, suddenly there's space, suddenly there's more air to breathe, and it is just really a different kind of overall feeling, one that is just all positive. So the first tip that I have for you is take a before and after photo, okay? Take a before and after photo. I used to do this a lot, especially sa attic. For those who have been following me for some time, I know that you have seen the attic, diba? I'm always thinking like, I'm gonna clean the attic, and then months later, I'm gonna clean the attic, and then months later, I'm gonna clean the attic. It's a standing joke actually between a friend of mine, si Axel, na, till when lang yan? 2 weeks lang. And it's because, yun nga, as I mentioned, I'm one of those that have been blessed to have constant gifts being sent my way, products to be reviewed. And so, it came to a point that I would get overwhelmed with boxes, blogger mails, and I would just leave everything. But that's actually wrong. So for now, take a before and after photo. It can be a table. Like you have a table that's just filled with random things. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna declutter this. Take a before photo. And then once you're done decluttering, take an after photo. And then just, put it side by side. And the feeling that you'll have, the achievement, the accomplishment, the parang, I was able to clean that up. Like, wow, I was able to do that by myself. And apparently there's a desk there. It's not just, a mountain of things. It's a really, really good feeling to have. It's a wonderful sense na you'd see everything in order. You know where everything is. The things on your desk are at the right place. And it's the right things. It's not like there's a hair dryer on your desk, there's a screwdriver on your desk. Like yesterday, I saw a screwdriver on my mug of pens. Apparently, my husband placed it there. I was like, hello, diba? Because you're not gonna look for a screwdriver on a mug of pens, but that's where we found one. And so, it's an ongoing thing, but at least when you start, there's already progress. My next tip is ask yourself, diba? You have items. So, for example, I'm looking for something. Okay, for example, this one. I have this Starbucks pencil case, and I super love it. I won this at the Starbucks event when I was still, invited to their events. And it's been functional, it's useful, it's eye-catching, it's easy to spot because, it's red. But lately, I've noticed that I haven't really used it. It's just been sitting there for a long time. And so I started thinking, is it really worth, the space that is accumulating? The fact that when I look at my desk, ang clutter kasi may gamit na hindi dapat or may gamit na nakatambak lang. And then I go, oh, but I want this at an event. I was so happy when I won it. I actually had to beg pa nga the barista to give me that because I really wanted it. So I exerted so much effort to acquiring it. But the question is, and to make it easier for you, God forbid, if your house is on fire, would you actually save this? Like, would you actually go back and save that pencil case, the one that you worked so hard for to win at an event? O, diba? Ang bilis, like, no. So, if that is your answer to that question, then it's a no. Okay? It's just taking up space. You may have had use for it, but you no longer have use for it. It's been there for months, just, staring at you, judging you. I don't know if you guys can relate, some stuff we have, like, it just adds to that stress. And you don't even realize. It's actually because you feel like your stuff is judging you, like, you're not using me. I'm just here, and I'm cluttered, and it's just, it's that feeling of being weighed down. So, if you have something that you can't seem to let go because, ang mahal ng bili ko, yun na nga ang mahal ng bili mo, and yet you're not using it. So, give it to someone who can use it. Ang mahal ng bili mo, but you're not using it. Bakit? Museum ba yung bahay mo to just display things? When you buy something and it's expensive, all the more, use it. Diba? Kasi nga, you bought it, it's so expensive, utilize it. Diba? You didn't buy it para lang i-display, unless that's the purpose na you bought it, then okay, go ahead. But you bought a bag, I'm not gonna use it kasi ang mahal. Diba? You know, one of the things that used to really frustrate me about my dad was we would buy him things. And he wouldn't use it because he treasured it so much. And I didn't understand that when I was young. But then I realized I ended up being exactly like him before. Now, if there's something expensive, I wouldn't use it kasi baka masira, baka masayang. And you know what happens to things over time? They still degrade. Masisira pa rin sila unless like you have a room where it's, I don't know, yung parang naka-humid balance, something. The temperature is perfect. Yung leather bags mo, hindi masisira, hindi matutuklap. But unless you have something like that, use the stuff, okay? Use your bag. Use the gifts given to you by your kids, by your family, friends, loved ones, partner. No matter how expensive, use it, okay? And if not, if it's just there sitting, but then you're not going to save it from a fire, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And our last tip for this video is have a system for incoming items. I know that a lot of people are kind of like me, you know, people give stuff, in-laws give stuff, your parents give you stuff, your siblings give you stuff, your friends give you stuff, and some of the stuff that you get, you don't need, like you really just don't need, okay? So perfect example, my mother-in-law is very generous, like super duper generous, and she would send balikbayan boxes. One time, she sent us this balikbayan box with like a onesie of a gorilla. It was very hot to wear. It was very big. It was super bulky. Like, it's 1 mega box bulky just for that thing. And I knew that we weren't gonna use it. Or like if we'd use it one Halloween, one trick or treat. But I was thinking, do I really want to store that for the entire year for one potential event? No. So I gave it away. And that's okay. Okay? So have a system for incoming items. What do I mean? When you receive something, thank the person and then assess. Is this something that I can use? Is this something that I might be able to use in 6 months to a year? Maybe it's clothes for your kids and you know it's a little bit too big. Then that's okay to store. Is this something that I can just regift? Kasi it really has no purpose for you, but you know someone who would super love it and you want to give it to them, say on Christmas or on their birthday, then that's okay to store for the time being. And you know, for me, I advocate for gifting. If somebody gave you something, thank them. But ikaw, if you gave someone something and you know they have no use for it, you should be okay for them to regift it. Kasi ano naman gagawin? Itatanga lang nila doon. No one's gonna use it. Eh di sayang lang yung gift lalo, diba? So for me, have a system. So ako, when I receive something, I always go through this. Do I need it? Someone in my immediate family member needs this? And if the answer is no, my next question is this something that we can use in the next 6 to 12 months? If not, then I ask, is this something I can regift to someone? Will this make someone else happy? And if the answer person is still no, then I let go. Ganun na kasimple. You just have to let go. You have to be just really kind of brutal and ruthless and on the spot. The moment you get something, you have to immediately ask those questions. Do I need it? Does someone in my family need it? Will we be able to use this in 6 to 12 months? Is there someone else who might love this? And if it's all no, we give it away. Or if you'd like, you can sell it, you know. Again, different strokes for different folks. Ako, I normally don't sell. I normally just give it to someone else. And for me, that's just for me, okay? It doesn't mean I'm not gonna sell. I could. It's just that sometimes I can't be bothered with the whole selling process. So that's for me, okay? And so those are my tips for today's video. Those are 3 more decluttering tips that I hope will help you get started on your decluttering journey. I know that when I was starting out, I used to watch a lot of Americans who declutter, and I realized there were some tips that were not applicable to, you know, to us here Filipinos. That's why I wanted to do this for those who might be interested. I'm sure there are a lot of videos out there as well, but if this video helped you out and got you interested in decluttering, please leave a comment, like, share. Also, if you have questions, please leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them in the best capacity that I have. So again, I am not a decluttering expert, but I have been decluttering for 6 years. So I have a little bit of know-how by now. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video.